So I was putting on some new grips the other day, and I started thinking, you know, the conventional wisdom has always been, if you match up the inside diameter of the grip and the outside diameter of the shaft, you will get a standard grip. What I mean by that is if you have a 0.58 inch grip, you put that on a 0.58 inch shaft, and you will get the same result as a 0.60 inch grip on a 0.60 inch shaft. It'll feel the same. Now, because of that, if you take a 0.58 inch grip, that being smaller internal diameter with more rubber, and you put that on a 0.60 shaft, well, it should get bigger. It should be thicker because there's more rubber on top of that thicker shaft. But is that really how it works? You know, I started thinking about it and decided this would be pretty easy to test this. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got two grips. They're identical in every way, except one is a 0.58 inch internal diameter and one is a 0.60 inch internal diameter. And I've got two shafts, both of which 0.600 outside diameter. We're going to take those grips, we're going to put them on those two shafts the same way, and we're going to measure them with a caliper, and we're going to see what kind of results we get. Hi everyone, it's AJ, the Mobile Club Maker. Thanks for watching this video. As always, if you like it, please go down below, like it, share it with a friend, or subscribe to our channel. Okay, I've got my two grips here, 0.58 with it written on there and some tape, and 0.60. I've got two shafts that I have measured that are identical in the diameter. I had to go through a couple different shafts because there were slight variations. These two are basically as close as I think I can probably get in the diameter, basically up here running down to this first step. Okay, now we're going to put the grips on the shafts. I've cut out two identical pieces of tape, same length, it's the same tape, so it should be the same thickness. We're going to put the grips on, make sure we don't overstretch them or get them bunched up at all. Hopefully they're nice and consistent, and then we'll take some measurements. All right, here's number one. And we're going to put the 0.58 on this one. Okay. Here we go, 0.58 on. Try and do them both pretty quickly to make sure I can make any slight adjustments I need to after the fact. Let's see if that looks good and hasn't been stretched out. That looks basically perfect. Take that guy out. Set him right here. Get a little paper towel. All right, number two, this is the 0.60. Again, this is the 0.60 shaft in both cases, so the only variation is going to be the thickness of that grip. Let's see, so tape on in the exact same manner, wrapped around, twisted off, tucked in, and a little solvent. And put that on. And it didn't seem like it had quite enough. Let's put just a little bit more on. Okay, and let's slide this guy on. All right, make sure he's all the way on there. Let's make sure that these guys look like they're even. Okay, so here is the moment of truth. We're going to use a little different camera angle here to hopefully give you the best view of what these measurements come out to. First thing we're going to do is measure the 0.60 grip, inside diameter 0.60, on the 0.60 shaft. This should basically come out to be about 0.9. That would be what is standard. That's 9/10 of an inch. That's measured 2 inches down from the butt cap of the grip. So here we go. Here is the, we'll flip this over so you can read it. Here is the .60 grip. Here is where I marked it 2 inches down. Now, let's take a measurement. Got my caliper zeroed out, and we're gonna put this on here, right at that 2-inch mark, right about there. Have it nice and level. All right, let's see if we can wiggle this out without really manipulating the measurement at all. And what do we come out with? Hope you can see that, 0.90. 0.90 and just a tiny bit of extra there at the end. There was a little bit of extra thickness in these shafts when we started, so that's basically where that extra 3.5 is coming from, but 0.90. So basically completely standard, what we expected it to be. So I also wanted to just show you here. These are two separate charts. One is from a major grip manufacturer and another is from a major golf component retailer, both showing you a 0.58 grip on a 0.60 shaft results in a 1/64th over a slightly oversized grip. Okay, so now we're going to measure the 0.58 grip. This is the 0.58 inch inside diameter grip on the 0.60 shaft. Conventional wisdom says this grip should now be basically at around 0.92 because we've got that extra thick grip on this, what is a wider shaft for that grip. So we should see it around 0.92, but let's take a measurement and see what we get. Again, we're gonna put that caliper right at that 2-inch mark that we measured. Make sure we try and get right on there. Okay, and then make sure it's on there. We're gonna try and get that guy out of there without moving the caliper around at all. And what do we get as this measurement? You see that? 0.90 again. Both grips, 0.90. The 0.58 grip on the 60 shaft, 0.9. The 0.60 grip on the 0.60 shaft, 0.9. Well, look at that. So what's going on here? We've got a 0.58 grip and a 0.60 shaft, and it comes out to be the exact same size as a 0.60 grip and a 0.60 shaft, when everything we've always been told says that 0.58 grip should be thicker, it should feel bigger on that 0.60 shaft as compared to a 0.60 grip. How is this happening? Well, when you think about it, it's a lot like a rubber band. You know, a rubber band, it has a fixed amount of material. If it just sits here, it has a certain thickness. When you stretch it, it gets longer in one direction, but it thins out. The material has to thin out to cover this extra space it's covering in the other direction. It's the same thing with a golf grip. That 0.58 grip sitting on that 0.60 shaft, it's having to stretch. And if it's stretching in one direction, well, it's having to take away material basically in another direction. It's having to thin out. And that's why we get the same results, whether it's the 0.58 grip or the 0.60 grip. You know, I really wasn't overly surprised by these results, but at the same time I was. When I was gripping those clubs, re-gripping that set of clubs, they were 0.58 grips, they were 0.60 shafts. I got finished with them. I put them down on the ground. I was kind of waggling a few of them, and I was thinking to myself, you know, these really don't feel any thicker. They're supposed to feel thicker, but they just feel standard. And that gave me the idea for doing this experiment. That being said, I thought there would be a bigger difference. I didn't think they'd be identical. I thought it would be maybe, you know, the 60 grip was giving you 0.9 and the 5.8 grip was giving you 0.915 or 0.912, something. I didn't think they'd be exactly the same. So that was pretty surprising. That was pretty neat that we got results that were so definitive. Well, there you go. You know, you do an experiment, you never quite know what you're going to get as the results. That's why you do them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really did. I found this really interesting. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share it, or subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a lot of other videos coming out, some exciting, different stuff. So please keep watching, and until next time, keep it in the short grass.